Is he texting and watching a video at the same time?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm texting and watching a video at the same time.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
And yet I'm doing it.
Yeah. Nice.
Introducing the new Samsung Galaxy S3.
Continuing now with our story. A pretty young woman has gone missing from a girls' night out in Denver. Detectives think they know who's responsible, a smooth-talking local named Travis Forbes. After months of trying, they finally got him in custody and are hoping he'll tell them what really happened. Instead, they're about to have reason to worry about the young women of another city. Again, Keith Morrison.
Travis Forbes was right where they wanted him, behind bars. They were holding him on suspicion of stealing a friend's car, not for Kenya Monhay's disappearance, but at least he was here, back in Colorado.
Getting him back, how important was that to you?
Very important. I wanted to know where he was.
And you wanted him in your town?
Yes.
Detective Nash Gurley was hoping to coax Travis to tell the real story of what happened to 19-year-old Kenya Monhay. By this time, Kenya had been missing for several weeks.
He was the person. We had eliminated pretty much everybody else.
But just as Detective Gurley was closing in on Travis, as he geared up to pry out a confession, or at least evidence sufficient to lay a charge, he got a nasty little surprise.
His friend dropped the charges on the stolen car. She was very adamant that he didn't do anything wrong.
Why did that happen?
I would talk to her sometimes daily, and she was his biggest supporter.
She wouldn't believe that he was a dangerous guy.
Absolutely not. Not the Travis Forbes she knows. There is no way that he did anything to Kenya.
But here was the problem. Without the stolen car charge, there was no way to keep Travis in jail. They had to let him go. Deputy DA Carrie Lombardi was
nervous. I mean, I was really worried about what he would do. It was very stressful because I really wanted to be able to find her, and we really wanted to get some evidence that we could hold him on.
At least, vowed Detective Gurley, they would not lose him. Not again.
We put surveillance on him for a couple days, and he went up to that area in Kingsburg.
Kingsburg, that little farm town an hour east of Denver.
He used his credit card, and I had his bank records. So I saw that he swiped it at this gas station, so we went up there and got the surveillance tape, and it's him trying to get gas.
This was not Travis's first trip to Kingsburg. Remember, he was tracked here soon after Kenya disappeared. So what was he doing here? Had he brought Kenya out here? Was there a body hidden somewhere on the high plains? Detectives scoured the fields again and found nothing. And then Gurley discovered Travis was on the move again. This time he headed north, 60 miles up the highway to his hometown. A team of undercover cops on his tail.
We found out he was going to go to Fort Collins and stay with his dad. Fort Collins is a college town, and it has a lot of young women there, and they like to party. Yeah, I was worried.
It was now July 1st, exactly 3 months since Kenya disappeared, and Gurley had good reason to worry.
Our detectives are watching him. He goes out to the bar district in Fort Collins, and he's acting like a fool, jumping on people's cars, just trying to get a lot of attention.
So Fort Collins police, unaware that Travis was the subject of a Denver investigation, pulled him aside there in the bar district, had a little talk with him. Nothing serious, no charges, just conversation.
After they finished contact with him, our detectives go up and say, hey, we're watching him. He's a person of interest on our case. You might have heard of the case, explain the case to him. They're like, okay, I'll let everybody know.
Denver police kept an eye on Travis, hoping he might lead them to Kenya's body. But he stayed in Fort Collins, crashed at his grandparents' place. And so from an already overstretched police department, a decision.
He was pretty much keeping a low profile. So we pull our surveillance.
They couldn't know, of course, couldn't know what was coming. 4th of July, fireworks lit up the Fort Collins sky. And then Early the next morning at an apartment complex, a fire of a different sort altogether.
We kicked the door in and we're screaming for somebody. The upstairs is, we're just calling for somebody to see if there's somebody in the apartment.
Oh yes, there was someone in that building. And this much we can tell you. That someone was not Travis Forbes.
Coming up, who was it? And was there any link to Kenya?
Finally, he said, "Oh my God." I get chills now talking about it because it was quite the moment.
Investigators about to piece together a deadly connection.